Week 10 has arrived. That means the hurry up offense has as well. It's DJ We're joined by JT, Creed, and Mason Cannon to run you through and preview all the matchups for Week 10 of the NFL season. Of course, end it on a banger, give you our locks of the week. So, got to welcome in my co-host, JT Mason. How you guys been?
Doing great, dude. Josh Dobbs, shout out.
In Dobbs we trust, 100%. And Mason, how's it been for you, man?
Good, man. Yeah, and Dobbs we trust, dude. That was a good game to watch. I think we were all three like
we were through
at the same time, dude. It was good to watch. But yeah, happy to be back. So
and meanwhile, you're donning the sweatshirt of the team with the worst record in the AFC. Elena was watching the game with me, and she was like, "That doesn't look right. 2-7."
That's fine. Let's at this point just lose every other game. So
yeah, it's the race for Drake May / Caleb Williams, and New England's put themselves in a good spot to be that polling position. So cool deal, guys. Well, we talked about the trade deadline last week. Not a whole lot of breaking news. Still only Josh McDaniels, the only coach fired. We'll see if that changes. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Starting Thursday Night Football, not the most firework-driven matchup here, but the Carolina Panthers, Chicago Bears. Bears favored by 3.5 at home. JT, tell me what you think about Thursday Night Football here.
3.5 feels like a lot of points. I think if I'm betting that, I might just roll with the Panthers. Hope that Bryce Young can pull something off. Just at the plus 150 money line. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty boring game, in my opinion. I mean, not a lot to look for as far as like, unless you're looking for like future, right? You're trying to see if Bryce Young's like that or not. But yeah, otherwise, it's kind of a boring game. 3.5 kind of surprises me. I figured it'd be 2.5, 1.5, something like that.
Mason, any leans in this one?
Yeah, I don't think so. What's up with all these Thursday night games, dude?
Like, dude, Amazon Prime keeps getting the shaft. Yeah. You just keep finding the bad ones.
Yeah.
I wonder if they didn't put a clause in like part of the contract for like a certain amount of like win percentage for their games. Like, I wonder if they could try to argue for that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the beginning of the year, we had some better games, but as of late, not so much. But it'd be interesting to see if Justin Fields is back this week. I don't know if you guys have any insight.
That's all questionable.
That's all. The last I saw was he was questionable. I think if he does play, then I'm all over the Bears. But if not, I think I might have to take the Panthers with the points. But interested to see what you have to say, TJ.
Yeah, honestly, as of right now, I'm not sure Tyson Bagent's playing that much worse than Bryce Young. I definitely take Bryce long term, like team building wise, but I don't know. They're both kind of rough right now. I do think it ends up being Fields. I think I'm going to roll with the Bears. The 3.5's tough. Ultimately, what I think I'll do here is go like SGP, DJ Moore revenge game. See if I can get his props pretty high. Maybe some Justin Fields rushing numbers, something like that. And then maybe Bears money line. The Bears pass rush isn't very good, but the Panthers offensive line is really rough. And they might be able to be bad enough to make the Bears pass rush look serviceable. So I think ultimately Chicago's probably the better team. And I kind of like the DJ Moore revenge game angle, maybe of it all, especially if Fields is back. So not the most exciting way to start the week. But then we get on to the Sunday slate, and we start out with our last international game of the year, Colts Patriots. You know, last week felt weird to get Chiefs Dolphins overseas because that's like a legit awesome game. This one feels like a Germany game. So I think I'll take the Colts. Neither one of these two teams excites me. If there's an international game I'm going to skip, this is probably the one. Mason, let me throw it to you as our residential Pats fan.
Yeah, the book says to take the Colts, but I've got a weird feeling that Bill Belichick in London. Is it London or Germany? I couldn't even
Germany.
Tell. Germany, yeah. So it doesn't matter. Bill Belichick out of the country, he's going to pull out the win somehow. Just seeing where the number's at, 1.5, I think it should be higher. But yeah, I just got a feeling that the Pats are going to somehow squeak out a W, and I'm not going to be happy about it because at this point I just want us to lose. But I don't know. I think the defense could shake up the Colts a little bit, so be interested to watch play out.
JT, any thoughts here? Colts favored by 1.5. Also, the total at 43.5. As boring as this is to say, there is no shot that over is hitting.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with the total. I think the under hits, but I mean, otherwise, I don't really have a lean either way. But I like the confidence of Mace with his team pulling out the dub. Hey, gotta love it. Across the pond, pulling out a dub. Belichick definitely wants to go 1-0 in Frankfurt, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, not a huge lean either way. I'll watch it. Only if Downs is playing, probably just as a UNC fan. But yeah, that's all I got.
That makes sense. And I actually was reading something where they were talking about potential home field advantage. the Patriots have been good for so long. So if there's any team that has home field advantage, it's probably just like international people being like, yeah, the Patriots are good. So
right, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe. Also, coach, if you take away minimums with the best winning percentage internationally, Urban Meyer. And there's no way that Bill Belichick's going to let that happen. So he gets his first international win this weekend. I could totally see it. I think I won the Colts, though. Then we get on to our true 1 o'clock slate. Texans and Bengals. Man, this is the spicy. I mean, these are two quarterbacks playing as good as there is in the NFL. Burrow's making a run for potential MVP if he keeps it up, and Stroud pretty much got Rookie of the Year in the bag at this point, it feels like. So I'm actually really excited to see this one. 5.5 point totals. Spread. So I don't know if I'm touching it there, but maybe some passing props just to feel something. Mason, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've been excited about the Houston Texans, so that's a step in the right direction for sure. CJ Stroud, my God, amazing last weekend. So hopefully he can keep that up next weekend as a football fan. And I'm looking at it now; it's at 6.5.
Yeah, my fault. This one's 6.5.
Yeah, no, you're good. Bengals at home. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the Bengals are back, to be honest. So I think I'm going to take the Bengals minus 6.5. Not sure if Jamar Chase is going to play this week or not. I saw something saying that his back is stiff or something like that. He may be out, but still, you got T. Higgins, who looks like he's back. You got Tyler Boyd, he's looking pretty good. Mixon, all the weapons. So I think
the defense looks back. Yeah.
Bengals, yeah, the defense looks back too. So I'll take the Bengals.
Yeah, and maybe this all kind of amounts to the teaser play here for the Bengals is kind of hot. Get them down and basically pick them. Could be my play there. JT, what do you think about this one?
I kind of like the teaser on the other side, pushing
sure.
Texans out a little bit, but same. I mean, we're just trying to get some value in the line because it's at a pretty sharp line, I think. Definitely think the Bengals are the better team. CJ Stroud's kind of hooping, though. I don't think that he necessarily goes crazy again. But yeah, I'm kind of with you guys. I think the Bengals win the game, but I could see a little backdoor cover or something like that. So I don't know that I'd bet it at 6.5. But it is good to see CJ Stroud definitely panning out. Looks like the future there in Houston. For sure. And then, yeah, the Bengals being back is just good for the sport.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know what? After two teams both played really well and the offense gets a lot of limelight, I feel like under 48 here kind of makes a lot of sense. Everyone's going to be riding the high of the two offenses. I could kind of see this being a sneaky 24-20. It'd definitely be a sweat for the under to hit, but I could ultimately see the under hitting here. So could be another potential teaser option, get it to 54 and then hit under there. But just a thought. All right, then we get on to some more AFC North contests. Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. So let me start by just asking y'all this. Where are the Baltimore Ravens in y'all's AFC power rankings? I got a lot of people who say they're the second best team. I don't know. Cincinnati may have eclipsed them in my mind, but I want to know where you think Baltimore kind of sits in the AFC power rankings right now.
I still got them at 4, I would say. I still got the Bills above them and the Bengals. Okay. Chiefs, of course. Yeah, I'd still put them at 4. I don't know, dude. I just don't trust the Ravens. I don't know what it is. It's just time and time again, they just kind of disappoint whenever you think they're elite. Shout out Joe Flacco. But yeah, so I don't know that I'd put them any higher than. I get it. If you want to make the argument for 2, I get it, but I'm not there yet.
Joe Flacco was the man as a Steelers fan. He was never good enough to beat Pittsburgh, but good enough to make those games watchable. So shout out to the man, Joe Flacco. Mason, where do you have the Ravens right now, AFC power rankings wise? And what do you think about this one against the Browns?
Yeah, I remember last episode, I remember saying that I wasn't sold completely on the Ravens. And of course, last week we saw what happened. So I think I agree with JT, though, around that 3-4 range. Still can't completely trust them 100%, but they are looking good as of late. Not seeing many flaws. Defense looks good. Offense looks good. Now you got a game against the Cleveland Browns at home. Dude, I don't know. That Browns defense is good, but the Ravens at home are a different story, too. So I think a good teaser for this one, too. Maybe Ravens -2, whatever it would be. Or would it be a pick 'em? I'm not even sure.
It'd be pick 'em. Yeah.
Pick 'em. I like to pick 'em there. Maybe the under, what would that be? 43.5. Yeah. The AFC North, low scoring games.
For sure.
I think that's back this weekend. So.
And because of that point, I think I'm on the Cleveland Browns side. I think that defense keeps them in a lot of games, and ultimately, I think there's not a lot of offense. So I'll take the 6 point, the Browns side there. JT, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I think the Ravens, they really weren't forced to do a lot on offense last week, aside from just run the ball down their throat. They're not going to be able to do that against the Browns. So I think you take the 6 points. 6 is still not a lot of points, though. I would still expect this to be honestly like 8.5, to be honest. Just the way the Ravens coming off that big win. So 6 points is a little like lower than what I'd like it to be. So it might be another kind of teaser push out that I do with the underdog.
Awesome. Well, moving on now to San Francisco 49ers, Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to throw it to JT on this one. When was the last time you remember seeing the 49ers favored by less than like 4.5? Vegas always loves San Francisco. Here on the road, only favored by 3 against Jacksonville.
I love it. I'm betting the 49ers -3 all day. Trevor Lawrence to me still isn't showing me much. And the 49ers are just a stacked roster still. So yeah, give me the 49ers -3. There's not much to say. I think the teams are a lot. We kind of gas up the AFC for all the quarterback play a lot of times, and we kind of lose the fact that there's an entire roster that has to perform around them. And it's not like he's playing well or all of that well as a quarterback either. So I think that sometimes the AFC teams are a little overvalued in terms of the betting market. So I love the 49ers -3 here.
And also, it should be noted, both these teams coming off bye. So people who are interested in like coach's record off a bye week, definitely take that into account here. I don't have that off in front of me here. So Mason, what do you think about this 49ers favored by 3 on the road?
Yeah, I love the spot. I'm with JT. I'll take the 49ers as well. You know, they've lost 3 straight. Coming off a bye, Shanahan's not losing this game. No shot. Yeah. And like JT said, the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence hasn't done too much. Not super high on the Jags. I think it's a letdown spot for sure for the Jags this weekend. I would even push it out at plus money, maybe like -6.5.
Sure.
Depending on what those odds are at. I like them big this weekend. I think McCaffrey scores again. I think the offense gets going with Debo back, so big on the 49ers.
And also, you just look at the recent trends before the bye. Like San Francisco lost 3 straight games. They weren't necessarily always the worst team in those 3-game losing streak. And the Jags won like 5 games in 25 days, but they never really played a great game in there. So I kind of feel like regression to the mean is set to set in here. So also, I mean, this 49ers pass rush is adding Chase Young, and then they already had Randy Gregory, but now Randy Gregory post-bye. Bosa, Gregory, Chase Young against the Jags O-line. Yeah, pass rush about to go crazy, I think, himself. Then we're moving on to the Green Bay Packers and my Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll be pretty quick here. I think Green Bay, there's reasons to be excited about this, but I just can't get behind that pass catching core. I used to think of them as young and promising. I just think right now they're young. And there's been a lot of headaches there. They have the worst contested catch rate in the NFL, so that's not great. I'll reluctantly take the Steelers -3 at home. Mason, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think I agree. Not going to be too long because not much to talk about for either team. But I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll take the Steelers.
Okay.
Yeah.
AT, what are we thinking here?
I think a play when you see the Steelers as a favorite is to push the underdog out as a teaser leg.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of across the board unless they're playing maybe the Panthers, but like even then, I don't know. So I think if I would play anything, it'd be Packers pushed out to +8 or +9. But otherwise, I think this game's more, and this just kind of speaks to that point too. I think this game's more of a coin flip game. I think that you have a more dynamic running game on the Packers side. I don't think you necessarily have anything super dynamic on the Steelers' offensive side, but they definitely have a slight edge on defense for sure. So it's kind of, I don't know. I think this is more of a pick 'em type game, and when you can get the points and you can even get more if you're feeling a nice teaser, that's kind of how I play it.
No, I love that shout. I mean, Pittsburgh struggled to just even get a 4-point win against Tennessee, and I kind of almost see Green Bay in around the same kind of power ranking spot as the Titans. So Green Bay and them kind of similarly aligned. Yeah, ultimately, this is going to come out of Jordan Love and his ball placement. Like, if he's having a good day and he's like handling pressure in his face, Pittsburgh might be in trouble. But if that pressure causes a lot of inaccuracies, I think it's going to be a tough day for the Packers offense. But on the flip side, my man Matt Canada only had Kenny Pickett target 2 receivers over the middle of the field, a drop by Calvin Austin and a check down to a running back. Those were the only 2 passes between the hashes. And I don't feel like you can throw to the outside against Jair Alexander, Eric Stokes, and all those guys. So I don't know. It might just be a fucking 0-0 tie. I'm not feeling confident about either one of these teams. Anyway,
so is that you saying George Pickens is going to have another dud game?
I do kind of like him. Squeaky wheel game, right? Like, he's upset about not getting the ball, so now I kind of feel like you got to give him some targets here. But
Jair's going to be barking at him all game.
Yeah, but Jair, man, like, I don't know. I don't love.
No, I'm just saying Pickens is about to be on his like NFL young boy stuff, like just
Which, hey, man, if we get like prime shit talking Jair and George Pickens, this game all of a sudden must watch. All right, leaving my favorite team now. Let's talk about JT. They're at home against the New Orleans Saints. Vikings and the Fighting Josh Dobbs getting 2.5 points at home. JT, give me the case for why the Vikings are the play here.
I don't recommend anyone play this game. I think this is just a risky. If you're going to bet the Vikings this early into Dobbs' tenure, I just wouldn't. I will. I'm saying other people should. I'm definitely taking the Vikings, especially as dogs against the Saints. I think the Saints are super mid. I say that every week. So I'll take the Vikings at plus money just to ride with the squad, a little squad ride action. But
sure.
Interesting to see how Dobbs performs against a better defense. We'll see what kind of options he has as far as availability. Hopefully KJ Osborne is at least back. I know we lost Cam Akers, so our running game is non-existent at this point. That's going to hurt. I think that's going to hurt a lot. Cam Akers was doing a lot as far as just a screen game and just getting like 4 yards instead of 1 yard that Alexander Madison seems to love to get. So I think that's honestly my biggest takeaway from last week. Obviously the Dobbs win was huge. But Cam Akers tearing his Achilles is kind of a lethal blow, I think, to this offense until JJ gets back.
Yeah. And I almost wonder, there was a Myles Gaskin just got released today. I almost wonder if y'all just end up trying to pick up any running back that hits the free agent.
Well, we had Gaskin preseason. We signed him to our practice squad, so that would make a little bit of sense. Just some familiarity there.
Yeah. All right, Mason, what are we thinking here about Saints Vikings?
Yeah, definitely a better defense this time around with the Saints. But if JT's betting the Vikings, I will figuratively bet the Vikings as well. It was a good game to watch last week with Dobbs coming in 5 days after getting signed, not knowing probably any of the playbook, but getting the job done. And now you got him at plus 2.5 at home. I love it. Not only does JT love it, I love it as well. So,
all right.
Yeah, I'm going to ride the momentum in that one. I can't remember one of the points I was just getting ready to say. So if I remember TJ, I'll come back.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
like plus 2.5.
Yeah, no strong feelings here. I might lean towards the Saints. I don't know. That secondary's just played really well. Lante Taylor's been good. Paulson Adebo's been solid. But on the flip side, Josh Dobbs can't be any less prepared this week than he was this past Sunday. Should be.
Are the Saints a heavy man defense or zone defense, TJ? Do you know?
But
10 towards the other?
Yeah, Dennis Allen's primarily been a zone-heavy guy, but they sprinkle it in. They mix it up.
So that kind of concerns me. I think in a man-heavy scheme, Dobbs might be able to get a little loose with the legs again. With a zone-heavy scheme with decent corners, I don't know that we're going to be able to generate a ton of offense, to be honest.
Also, he may be he's coming close to 40 years old, but Demario Davis might just be the best off-ball linebacker in the league. Like, Hunter is definitely flashier, but like Demario Davis is right there behind him. So I don't know. That could be tough too. So I could see where Dennis Allen's going zone-heavy. All right, we'll save this one, and let's talk about the Tennessee Titans and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I will forgive anybody who is not looking forward to this matchup. I don't think Scott Hansen and the Red Zone channel will be covering this one a whole lot. No strong feelings for me. Bucks are favored by 1. Maybe I lean towards Tampa Bay. Mason, what are you thinking about Bucks and Titans?
Yeah. Did you guys watch the Bucks last weekend? They put a lot of They had that game won, but then, CJ Stroud decided to be CJ Stroud.
Sure.
But yeah, you guys know I don't like the Titans at all. You now have Levis as the primary quarterback moving forward. So I like them a little bit now moving forward. However, Bucks at home, Baker's been okay. Yeah, not much to talk. I don't know, dude. It's a coin flip game. If I had to lean one side, I'll go Tampa at home.
Well, something we can't talk about here is I'd love to hear y'all's initial thoughts on Will Levis. Obviously, I was the highest of the three of us on Will Levis. So what have you guys thought through 2 games? So JT, tell me what you think about this game, but then also your quick synopsis on Will Levis so far.
I'll start with Levis. I think Levis looks better than what I anticipated him looking. He's got a little bit more – I don't know. He plays with a ton of confidence, which I didn't know if it was going to be – because, you kind of see Baker and, even Johnny Manziel, that's a very extreme case where they play confidently but, terribly confident, in a terrible way. I don't think Levis is like that. Levis seems to be making reads pretty quickly for a rookie, trusting his arm, all that good stuff, which he has a cannon. So yeah, he's impressed me a little bit. I do like the Bucks defense though, and I think it'll be a similar kind of result that we saw with the Steelers. Not necessarily that the Bucks are quite as good on the defensive side as the Steelers, but I kind of like the Bucks at home just because of that defense.
Sure. I will say I love the Bucks, but Carlton Davis, every time I look up, that man's giving up a big play. So if you're a Bucks fan watching this, has he been that bad all year round, or is he just giving up big plays that I see on Red Zone? I'd love to know more in depth of how he's played this year. Mason, what do you think about the actual game? But then also let me hear what you think about Levis.
Yeah, Levis looks good. Very humble, very calm in the pocket. Definitely better than Tannehill and Malik Willis, his name is, right? So
Yeah.
definitely better of the bunch, and we've only seen him 2 games. So I like that move moving forward.
Yeah, they did announce him as the starter, so this should be his spot the rest of the year.
Right, yeah. But I do like that Bucs defense at home. I would lean that way. Yeah, give me the Bucs.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards the Bucs, but I got to root for my boy Will Levis, so I'm kind of my heart's in it for the Titans. All right, next up, this should be a fun one. Should be. We got Lions and Chargers. Lions favored on the road by 2.5. That's kind of a fun storyline. Mason, let me get your early leans in this one. Chargers and Lions.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. 4 o'clock. Chargers at home. Oh boy, dude! If I had a lean, I don't know, dude. Give me the Lions on the road. Even watching last night, yeah, the Chargers kind of ran away with it, but we all saw that New York Jets offense. Now you got a Detroit Lions offense, 10 times better. I just think that has something to do with the outcome of that game. So give me the Lions on the road.
For sure. JT, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think we can't really kind of like what Mason was saying. We can't really take away a lot from the Chargers-Jets. Chargers got an early lead from a special teams touchdown, and that's pretty much all you need against the Jets offense. So that's why, yeah, there's not much to take away from that game. So I think I would lean – I don't think I'd play anything at 2.5. I think I'd lean Chargers as a teaser leg. I don't know why, but teaser legs are just feeling kind of hot this week. But, yeah, I think the Chargers offense has definitely – been reduced a bit with Mike Williams out, but Keenan Allen's still balling. The third down target, he gets open versus any coverage still, and Herbert's got a nice connection with him still. Eckler, I think he's doing just fine as well. He's doing okay, his normal stuff. So I think I'd lean Chargers just plus 8.5. I don't think I love it at 2.5 because I think the Lions are a more complete roster, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think I lean toward Lions at 2.5, but I don't hate the Chargers at home with the teaser. The total's also interesting, 48.5. I don't know. The Chargers offense feels so hot and start. It comes and goes to where like the under there is kind of interesting. Not me always rooting for the under in every game, it feels like. But also I think Aiden Hutchinson versus Trey Pipkins at right tackle, like that could be disastrous for the Chargers. So I'm also just kind of rooting in the factor that I think Aiden Hutchinson kind of goes crazy. Herbert's pretty good against pressure, so we'll see. But I think I'd lean a little bit towards the Lions. But it's also interesting. JT kind of hit on it, and I'd love to know how much it was weighed down by Brandon Staley his first year. But like when it comes to like weighing analytical decisions, going for it, when to challenge, all that sort of stuff. Dan Campbell, Brandon Staley, 1 and 2. So I feel like Staley was more analytically inclined his first year versus his second and third year. But it's going to be interesting to see how these two guys kind of manage the game as it plays out. Any other thoughts on this one?
Be a good one.
No, hopefully.
Yeah, not
hopefully.
much.
If the over hits, this game's electric. All right, next game we got to talk about. I lost my place, but it looks like Falcons and Cardinals. Man, what a battle of birds. We can be quick on this one. I will reluctantly take the Atlanta Falcons in this one, but I don't know. I got to see what Kyler Murray's doing. At this point, we don't really know if Kyler Murray's playing. He's questionable. I could see it going either way. If it's the can't find a tune, Clayton Tune, give me the Falcons. If it's the Cardinals, give me Arizona at home win. JT, what are your early leans on this one?
I think Clayton Tune sucks for sure. I think I think Kyler Murray. I'm not a Kyler Murray fan at all. I'm all over the Falcons in this spot. I think it's a great spot to bet Falcons. I don't think we won the game last week, right? Their defense actually played pretty well. A lot of Dobbs. He kind of lucked out on a few plays. We'll call it that, especially like crucial downs, third and long, fourth and long. Got a couple like fluke scrambles, stuff like that. Falcons defense is still okay. Arthur Smith sucks. But I think the Cardinals, if you can get minus 115 for any team playing against the Cardinals, you have to play it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and I can dig that. And to your point about the Dobbs and the Falcons defense, I think they just underestimated him as a runner because they would get hands on him, but they just wouldn't wrap him up. Like, I don't know if they just didn't see that this guy can move through people. Like, I don't know if they watched any Cardinals tape or just weren't expecting to see him. But yeah, I feel like if they get some better tackling in there, that game plays out a little different. But that's what Arthur Smith deserves, considering what he's doing to fantasy football teams across the country. Long tangent aside, Mason, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, don't get me started, dude. Arthur Smith, he does suck, dude. I have Bijan in 2 leagues, so you guys know. You guys know
rip.
how I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't use any of his top draft
He
picks.
has Bijan has 1 carry inside 5 yards the entire season.
Yeah, they want to hand it off to Jonnu Smith instead.
Man with vision as close to LaDainian Tomlinson as I've seen since
yeah.
retired. Like, it's crazy. Like, what?
Yeah, let's hand it off to Jonnu Smith instead. How's that for you, Arthur Smith? Yeah.
Hey, John is all right, though. Don't sleep on John. It's all right.
Give it to Bijan.
Hey, as a Kyle Pitts owner, could we just get Kyle Pitts the ball?
Yeah, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan. I mean, you got all the talent in the world. Use Jonnu Smith. Use Tyler Algier.
All I'm saying is if Ben Johnson, like if he got hired by the Falcons, that offense is averaging 30 a game. Oh my
Does it not feel like Arthur Smith tries to like show the media he's smarter than them?
It feels like he's like, watch me do what I can do with Cordero Patterson just to make you wish I could do it with Bijan Robinson. Like he's trying to outsmart everyone. Yeah, for sure.
But it's not working.
Yeah.
So that's even more funny, but not funny at the same time. Back to the game. Falcons, Cardinals. At this point, I think the Cardinals are just trying to lose. That's what I would do. So I think the Falcons come away with the win here, especially given that the Cardinals can't really stop the run. So this could be a game where Bijan kind of gets back on track, if they just give him the ball. So yeah, I think I lean Falcons here.
Yeah, not the most exciting game, however. Same can be said here. Giants, Cowboys. Cowboys are favored by 16. I guess it's the Tommy DeVito show. That or Matt Barkley. They did re-sign Matt Barkley. He's now back in the league. So it's, a name that a lot of people probably forgot about. Look, guys, I'll take the Cowboys. It's a ridiculous amount of points, but who the fuck's watching this game? Let's just be honest. Dude, what do you guys think of this? What, you guys deterring? You guys going to take the Giants? Is anybody brave here?
I think I'd take the Giants just because 16 points is insane. 16 points in an NFL game?
That's not a lot against this Giants team without a Daniel Jones.
No, I think they're bad. I think they're terrible as well. But like an interdivisional or intra-divisional, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
NFL game, you're getting 16 points. It is at the Cowboys. I don't know, dude. 16 points is so much.
I think as long as Dallas scores 17, they clear.
You don't think they score? You don't think Giants score at all?
If it's Matt Barkley or Tommy DeVito, no.
31-10.
You don't think? Okay, the only thing that keeps the Giants in the game is like 2 Dak Prescott YOLO balls.
Special teams.
Not even that. They've got to be Stevies, and they got to be Stevies to the flat, where they become
sixes.
Like it's got to be a pick six the other way.
Damn. All right.
I can't.
I'm not going to bet this game, to be clear.
As you should.
But 16 points. Seeing 16 points is insane.
This is the biggest spread we've seen this year, right? 16.
That's the biggest spread I can remember. Honestly, I can't
13,
remember.
14, 16.
I cannot. 14 is like, okay, that's pushing it. 16 is wild.
Feels like a college basketball game,
Yeah.
Honestly, it is, yeah.
It's UNC's opener.
versus Radford.
Dude, facts. I would recommend CD Lamb props just because the man's hooping, but like he might only play one half. So honestly, bet with caution. I don't know.
They don't need to throw the ball.
Yeah, dead ass. All right, let's leave that snooze fest. Let's get into one that's a little more interesting. Commanders and Seahawks. I said last week I like Seahawks as the underdogs, and holy shit, 6 points was not enough. Oh my word! And then here they're favored at home, so I'm interested to see what you guys think about this one. No heavy leans for me. I'm kind of intrigued to see how Sam Howell plays against a team that doesn't have the greatest pass rush. This might be a game where he puts up some crazy numbers. JT, what do you think about this game?
Oh, dude, super heavy lean. Absolutely. I'm playing Commanders +6 all day. I've been on the Commanders all year. I think they're good. Sam Howell is hooping. Man's balling for a rookie, or I guess second season, but kind of a rookie, like a rookie, half rookie. Sam Howell's been playing pretty well. And like you said, if they can't get to him, he's going to be a demon, because that's the only thing that really throws Sam Howell off is sometimes he gets a little slow with the reads, overthinks some stuff, drops back into pressure, stuff like that. If they're not getting to him, he's going to dice them up. So getting 6 points is huge.
Yeah, I think I lean towards Commander just for the points. And again, I like Seattle to win. But
that's something I'm betting, for sure.
Okay, there you go. Might be your lock of the week. I think Seattle wins, but I don't know if they can win by a full 7. I also wonder in this game, Devon Witherspoon's been doing so much out of the slot. Do you have him just man up and follow Terry McLaurin? Feels like the move that I would make if I were Pete Carroll.
I don't think that changes much, though.
Man, I don't know.
Honestly.
Witherspoon's sticky.
No, Witherspoon's nice.
No, I'm just saying if you take away T-Mac.
Sam's not very one target dependent. Like if you look at his reception sheets, like for all the receivers, it's like 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. Like he hits like 8 targets a game.
That's fair. That's fair. Or at that point, you could have Witherspoon play aside then.
Witherspoon's a dog, though, to be fair.
For sure. Mason, what do you think about this one? Commanders and Seahawks.
Yeah, I think I lean Commanders, but the only thing throws me off, I don't know if you guys are a fan of this or not, but having to travel all the way across the country might mess with them a little bit. Might not though. So I think I lean the Commanders +6 anyways, but yeah.
I tend to factor that in more when it's a West Coast team coming east than an East Coast team going west. That it differs based on who the human is. We were on a flight for 10 hours not too long ago, and let me tell you, that shit sucks. So another snooze fest here for Sunday Night Football. Jets Raiders. My oh my. If only Aaron Rodgers played this year, the amount of times we've had to see Zach Wilson in prime time is just, I want a refund from the NFL. I'll lean towards the Jets just because that defense is ridiculous, but I don't know. Antonio Pierce, maybe the new coach bump, maybe it's something I should believe in. I just think they kind of hit the regression. They kind of come back down to earth. Also, Aiden O'Connell played his best game of his life. Now that's kind of time for regression towards the mean. Mason, what do you think about this one, Jets and Raiders?
Yeah, give me Jets money line. Not much else to say. The defense is cracked. The Raiders are not. I don't even know how they put up 30 points last week. I guess because they played the Giants. So, JT, to answer your question, the Cowboys were definitely going to win by more than 16 if the Raiders can beat them by more than 16.
Fair.
End of my rant. There you go. Give me the Jets.
JT, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page. I don't remember a defensive line that felt this deep in recent years. Like, it just feels like it's a new guy getting to the quarterback every other play. And they stop, dude, they're throwing linemen into running backs and knocking them down. Like, it's insane. And I think that forces the Raiders into some struggles. I don't know. I probably won't play this on either just because it's a tight game or tight line. And I also don't trust Zach Wilson, of course. However, I will say if you're into, like storyline stuff like that, the NFL needs the Jets to be somewhat relevant so that they can try to get Aaron Rodgers back. Right. So that being said, that's just another reason to kind of lean Jets there, especially in primetime. Like, try to make it seem like the Jets really have a chance to do something, all that.
Yeah, I'm not one to fully buy into the script, but Zach Wilson's best game of the year came on Sunday Night Football. Take that for what it is, Mm-hmm. And then we get into Monday Night Football. I'm not crazy about this game, but, it's a little bit better than seeing Zach Wilson and Aiden O'Connell on primetime. So we get the Broncos, we get Josh Allen and the Bills. 7.5 points is too much for me because I think the Broncos defense has actually turned a corner. I'll take the Bills in a teaser line. I think they win this game. They absolutely have to win this game. So I think they just have to have it at home. So give me Buffalo to win. I'll take the Broncos in the 7.5 points, though. JT, what are your thoughts?
Everything you just said, actually.
Bad.
Yeah, 7.5 too much. Love it as a teaser leg. They need the win.
What do we think about the total of 47? That feels a little rich.
Sounds way too high.
Yeah.
Way too high. I don't like playing under, so I might stay away from it.
No, for sure.
I bet that, honestly, even though I hate under. So, man, that's a lot of points. I don't think the Broncos keep up.
Honestly, SGP, where you get the Bills basically down to 1.5 and then under 53, that might be a nice little in-game SGP right there. Mason, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I definitely don't think the Broncos can keep up. I think the Bills absolutely need this game, like you guys said, to keep in touch or to keep in contention with the playoffs. So give me the Bills. Give me the Bills. Sorry, I was looking at all these other bets. I lost my mind.
No, you're totally good. Honestly, kind of an underwhelming end to the week. And it gets off to another great start on Thursday Night Football. But, hey, I'll watch football anytime it's on. Now let's talk locks of the week. I already got mine. I'm feeling pretty good about it. You know me. I'm the teaser demon. So we're going right back to it. I got the Green Bay Packers out to +9, and I'm going under 49.5 in the Colts-Patriots Germany game. Can't see both teams scoring 25 in that one. And I can't see the Steelers winning by double digits. So I got the Packers to +9. I got under 49.5 in Frankfurt. JT, what's your lock of the week?
First off, I'm going to toot my own horn here. Parlay last week, +600, did hit. I don't know if we have stat track on that, but it did hit. Was on the right side of a lot of lines last week. Just I feel like as I was watching the games, I was like, damn, this is going exactly how I thought it would go, which is nice because every other week before that, no, not even close. So I'm going to go with, for my lock, and I think this is like something that I feel is a true lock. Like, I'm going to put a bunch of money on this, to be honest. I'm going to go 2-team money line. It's going to be the Bills that we just talked about at home versus the Broncos. And then I'm going to take the 49ers. They're not losing 4 in a row. Sure. And that's going to come out, if you parlay those together, it comes out at plus 102.
Oh, that's fire. I'm tailing that as we
speak.
I'm
throwing a ton of money on that. There's no way they lose these games.
I love that. Also, to toot my horn, my lock of the week hit, but it was minus 118, so not nearly as far-fetched. Mason, you remember if yours hit?
I don't. I was going to ask you if you
I should have written it down before I got my fault. That's me feeling the viewers.
All right, so mine is very similar to JT's. I also have the Bills money line. Instead of the money line 49ers, I have 49ers minus 6.5. So
Ooh.
That up a little bit. I kind of think they run away with it. And then I also have the Cowboys minus 9.5. So I need the Cowboys to win by 10. That comes up to plus 337.
Okay, spicy. The plus money god is back in business. So there's your locks of the week. And that's going to do it for our Week 10 NFL preview. This has been the Hurry Up Offense. I want to say thank you to my co-hosts, JT and Mason, for joining me. As always, be sure to leave us your thoughts down below in the comment section. What's your favorite lines? Who are your favorite player props? And also let me know. I'm releasing this a day early on Wednesday, so do let me know if you prefer that versus the Thursday schedule. I'd love any feedback there as a viewer. But thank you again to my co-hosts. I've been TJ. And until next week when we preview Week 11, we are signing off.